Many studies in the published literature have identified potential mechanisms in disease causality. These mechanistic studies support our understanding of disease risk and progression from findings obtained by epidemiological studies. As a result, they can help inform the development of interventions to either prevent or treat diseases. It is therefore useful to be able to synthesize the evidence for a particular mechanism through conducting a systematic review. However, there are two main challenges with conducting a systematic review of a mechanism, which include identifying a relevant mechanism for a particular exposure-cancer association and dealing with the enormous amount of data generated in searching for mechanisms. For example, imagine we are interested in investigating how obesity affects prostate cancer risk. Research studies have shown insulin, testosterone, and factors associated with inflammation, such as cytokines, to be related to both obesity and prostate cancer risk. The decision on which mechanism to explore in more detail would depend on how much we already know about each one. This would mean searching and reading a large number of scientific articles discussing both obesity and prostate cancer risk. However, this may be unrepresentative of the available evidence on a particular mechanism, as many studies often only report one part of the mechanism. To cope with the enormous wealth of data, we have created a web-based tool called TeMMPo, text mining for mechanism prioritization. TeMMPo identifies and visualizes the amount of evidence underlying mechanisms across many potential pathways, and helps prioritize mechanisms of interest. Here we will use obesity and prostate cancer risk as an example. In order to use TeMMPo, you need to create and upload your article sets. Instructions on how to create and upload your article sets can be found in the Help section. After uploading your article sets, you enter medical subject heading terms for obesity, the mechanisms, and prostate cancer in the search fields, or use the search tree and click Start Search. The results section includes the option to view search criteria, allowing you to see which terms were selected, and these can be edited, mechanisms visualization, score visualization, and score data, which is showing the number of articles linking mechanisms to the exposure and the number of articles linking the mechanisms to the outcome, plus the priority score. TeMMPo works by counting the number of articles that mention both obesity and terms for the mechanisms. At the same time, it counts the number of articles that mention the mechanistic terms with prostate cancer. The Sankey diagram illustrates the number of articles by the thickness of the grey lines. TeMMPo ranks mechanistic terms in order of priority, which is based on whether there is a significant and relatively balanced number of articles for each path of the mechanism. The priority score is a weighted ratio of the number of abstracts linking the mechanisms to the exposure and the outcome. The way the priority score is calculated can be found in the Help section in TeMMPo. You can view the priority scores by downloading the search results in an Excel file. These priority scores can be used to decide which mechanism is taken forward to a full systematic review. As we can see, testosterone is ranked the highest mechanism above cytokines and insulin. Of course, we recommend you discuss these search results with colleagues who have specialist knowledge relating to the mechanisms before making a final decision. You can access TeMMPo at this web address.